Hey warrior, yes, I am talking to you. How do you start your day? Do you wake up and reach for your phone? Do you lose yourself in endless scrolling before your mind even clears? If that sounds familiar, then listen closely, because you are giving away your power before the day even begins. Most people wake up and instantly reach for their phone. Their mind becomes hijacked by notifications and social media and news, and the endless noise of the outside world. From the first moment of the day, they give away their control emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Now compare that to the rare few who begin their morning with complete intention. No scrolling, no rushing, no reacting, only silence, presence, and clarity. They do not wake up into chaos. They wake up into command. They own the morning, and because of that they own the day. Marcus Aurelius once said, when you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. But why do so few people live like this? Because most have forgotten that the morning is your kingdom. It is sacred space, either to rule or to surrender. Those who surrender it to noise and emotions and chaos end up chasing their day. But those who command their morning lead their emotions. They lead their choices, and eventually they lead their life. This message is your call to become that 1%, not because you are better than others, but because you are no longer willing to be worse than your potential. The ancient Stoics did not just survive their days, they prepared for them. They did not wait for motivation. They created motion. They did not ask, what will today give me? They asked, what can I give to today? In this message, I will share with you 7 Stoic morning secrets. Very few people apply them, but the ones who do gain total control over their lives. These are not typical morning routine tips. They are not hacks or tricks. These are principles, mental principles, emotional principles, spiritual principles, rooted in Stoicism, designed to make your morning sacred, your action intentional, and your life unstoppable. Stay with me because each point builds on the next. Each one will wake you up in a different way. And by the end, you will understand that your morning is not just a time of day. It is the foundation of your freedom. The first principle is simple. Wake up with discipline, not motivation. Most people wait for motivation before they act. They think, if I feel like it, I will get up early. If I am in the mood, I will work out. If I feel inspired, I will meditate. But the Stoics never waited for a feeling. They moved regardless of mood. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself in his meditations, at dawn, when you have trouble rising, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being. Life is not meant to be slept through. It is meant to be lived. The 1% wake up with discipline. They do not argue with themselves. They do not negotiate with the alarm clock. They rise, no drama, no excuses. The first decision of the morning is a vote for who you are becoming. When you hit snooze, you vote for weakness. When you rise on time, you vote for strength. You are not just waking up. You are shaping your identity. Stoicism is identity-based living. It is not about feeling like a disciplined person. It is about acting like one, especially when you do not feel like it. Over time, this creates inner gravity. Your mind becomes stronger than your mood. Your body obeys your will. Your energy follows your command. Even when you are tired, even when you are anxious, even when you lack motivation, you rise because you said you would. This makes you trust yourself. And when you trust yourself, your power multiplies. Set a consistent wake-up time. Protect it as if your life depends on it. No snooze, not even once. When you wake up, stand up immediately. Tell your body, we move now. Speak something powerful out loud. Say, today is mine. If you can defeat the soft voice in your head at 5 in the morning, you can defeat it anywhere. You walk into the world already victorious, while most people are still asleep. Your morning does not need to be fancy. It only needs to be consistent. You do not rise because you feel like it. You rise because it is who you are. The second principle is to win the first hour in silence. When you wake up, who is in control? Is it you, or is it your phone? Most people surrender to the noise before their feet even touch the ground. They scroll, they compare, they react. And just like that, they lose their morning and their day. But those who live differently do the opposite. They begin in silence, no music, no messages, no distractions, just quiet. Epictetus once said, if you want to improve, be content to appear foolish with regard to external things. In silence, you gain power. The mind is soft in the morning and open to suggestion. If you fill it with noise, you carry chaos all day. If you give it calm, you carry clarity. Sit in silence, close your eyes, breathe deeply, watch your thoughts but do not chase them. Ask yourself, what energy do I want to carry today? Ask yourself, what would the best version of me do this morning? The Stoics called this inner freedom, the ability to choose your response no matter what comes. Try it tomorrow. Before you touch your phone, sit still. Do nothing, just be. Over time, you will notice change. You will be less reactive, more steady, more creative. When chaos arrives later, you remain calm because your morning was not stolen. You owned it. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is space. Space for strength, space for clarity, space for power. The third principle is to face the day before it starts. Life rarely unfolds as planned. You can prepare your schedule and set your mindset, but something will still go wrong. Someone will frustrate you, traffic will delay you, a message or a comment will disturb your peace. Most people let this destroy their day, but the Stoic expects it. Not because they are negative, but because they are prepared. The Stoics practiced premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. It is not pessimism, it is preparation. Seneca said he robs present ills of their power who has perceived their coming beforehand. If you expect difficulty, it cannot defeat you. The wise do not just enter the day, they preview it. They calmly imagine what might go wrong, not in fear but in readiness. They think, maybe someone will interrupt me, maybe I will feel impatient, maybe I will feel tired, maybe someone will misunderstand me. And if it happens, they are ready. They already faced it once in their mind. After your silence in the morning, ask yourself, what might challenge me today? What emotions may rise that I need to control? How will the best version of me respond? Write it down or reflect on it. When life strikes, as it always does, you will not panic. You will not break. You will not react blindly. You will respond with wisdom. This is Stoicism at its heart. It is not about controlling life. It is about controlling yourself within life. This gives you calm power. You walk into meetings centered. You handle delays without rage. You hear criticism and do not collapse. You remain steady. That is your strength. Not perfection, not fake positivity, but preparedness. The fourth principle is gratitude before movement. Before rushing into the demands of the day, pause and remind yourself of what already exists. The Stoics did not believe in waiting for fortune to bring happiness. They believed in seeing that happiness already exists in front of you. Marcus Aurelius would remind himself every morning to think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to love. Gratitude is not weakness. It is strength because it protects you from the hunger of more. Without gratitude, no achievement satisfies. With gratitude, even little things feel abundant. When you wake up, list 3 things silently that you are thankful for. Your breath, your body, a loved one, a chance to live another day. As you rise, let that awareness guide your first steps. Then bring your body into motion. Whether it is stretching or walking or training, let gratitude and movement blend. The body awakens the mind, and gratitude awakens the soul. Together they form resilience. A person who begins with gratitude cannot be broken by comparison, because they already see their life as wealth. The fifth principle is to feed the mind with wisdom, not noise. Imagine 2 warriors preparing for battle. One sharpens his sword, while the other scrolls through gossip. Which one enters the day ready? Most people prepare their body with breakfast, but starve their mind with distraction. The Stoics did the opposite. They fed their mind with wisdom before anything else. Marcus Aurelius would write to himself. Seneca would reflect. Epictetus would question. They began with thoughts that made them stronger, not weaker. This does not mean reading endlessly. Even a single passage of truth can shift your entire day. Take a few minutes to read something that strengthens your mind. It could be a page from philosophy or a journal entry or a powerful reflection. Ask yourself, how can this apply today? Do not just consume, apply. The goal is not knowledge. The goal is strength. Because a strong mind in the morning creates a steady spirit in the evening. The sixth principle is intention before action. Most people start their day in reaction. They open their phone and answer messages, and allow other people's priorities to shape their own. The Stoic begins differently. They set intention. They ask, what matters most today? What is within my control? What is my highest responsibility? Without this step, the day owns you. With it, you own the day. Intention is not a long to-do list. It is clarity. If you know the three most important things to live by today, you cannot be scattered by noise. Ask yourself in the morning, what three things must I focus on to live with strength and integrity? Then move with that clarity. Even if life throws storms your way, your compass is steady. You are not pulled in every direction. You act with purpose. The seventh principle is presence before ambition. Ambition without presence becomes slavery. You chase a future that never arrives. The Stoics warned against this constant hunger. Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." You cannot waste the morning chasing a tomorrow that is not here. Presence is the art of being fully awake now. When you drink water, taste it. When you step outside, feel the air. When you speak to someone, be there. Presence is power because it frees you from regret of the past and fear of the future. It anchors you where life actually happens in the now. Begin your morning not by rushing, but by slowing down. Walk slowly, breathe deeply, see clearly. When presence guides ambition, your action becomes meaningful, not desperate. You achieve without losing your soul. When you put these 7 principles together, you transform the way you live. You wake with discipline, not motivation. You win the first hour in silence. You face the day before it starts. You embrace gratitude before movement. You feed your mind with wisdom, not noise. You set intention before action. All right, warrior, let us move even deeper. What you just read were the 7 principles that the Stoics used as foundations to begin the day. But the Stoics never believed wisdom was about memorizing rules. They believed wisdom was about living it, breathing it, embodying it in every action. So the next step is to expand each principle into a way of life that can guide you not just in the morning, but across every hour of the day. Think of the first principle, discipline, before motivation. Discipline is not glamorous. It is not exciting. It is not about feeling inspired. It is about action, even when you do not feel like it. Marcus Aurelius wrote that you have risen to do the work of a human being. He did not wait for inspiration. He moved because duty called. Modern society tells you to wait until you feel ready. The Stoics tell you to move now. The truth is you will never feel fully ready, but discipline makes you ready by action. The more you practice discipline, the less you need to depend on mood or energy. You build a foundation so strong that even chaos cannot shake you. Discipline in the morning is not just waking up early. It is the training of the soul to move forward, even when comfort calls you back. The second principle, silence before noise, goes far deeper than turning off distractions. It is about strengthening the mind by choosing clarity. In silence, you can hear your own thoughts. In silence, you can prepare for the storms ahead. If you begin with noise, you are already enslaved to the world. Marcus Aurelius began each morning reminding himself that people he would meet could be cruel, selfish, arrogant, or deceitful. He did not write this with bitterness, but with preparation. Silence is your shield. It is your time to become unshakable. In a world that worships speed and noise, the ability to begin the day in silence is a superpower. It is how you make sure the outside world does not rule your inner world. The third principle, facing the day before it begins, is the Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum, which means imagining what could go wrong before it happens. This is not pessimism, it is preparation. If you expect life to be easy, you will collapse at the first obstacle. But if you expect obstacles, then, when they arrive, you are calm, you are steady, you are ready. This is how the Stoic enters battle. They are not surprised by difficulty. They see it as part of the natural order. When you imagine what difficulties may come, you rob them of their power. You walk into the day armored, not naked. The fourth principle, gratitude before movement, is about breaking the endless hunger for more. The Stoics saw clearly that without gratitude, life becomes an endless race. You chase and chase, but nothing satisfies. Gratitude is the ability to pause and say, I already have enough to live fully today. With gratitude, you rise differently. You do not chase validation. You do not envy others. You become grounded, and then you move the body with energy. The Stoics were not passive dreamers. They were warriors, emperors, statesmen, and philosophers. They moved, they trained, they endured. Gratitude gave them peace and movement gave them strength. Together they created balance.